Mark Yates then, pre-Morecambe at home tomorrow night. Mark, how much do you just welcome the chance to go out and put things right after?
Yeah, like I said, Saturday was tough to take with the timing of the two goals, particularly the last one. We'll see how a couple of bodies are today, and there won't be a lot done. We'll just get just a few walkthroughs in, just decide what we're going to do, and just make sure that we've got enough bodies ready to go tomorrow.
And I suppose it's that thing that where it is so tight, is it just the confidence and the mental state you've got to work on?
I think we've got to keep our concentration for 90 minutes. We've switched off twice. They're a decent side, we know that. A decent possession side. We thwarted that for the majority of the game. I can't remember Sky having too many saves. Well, I've just seen the DVD again and again yesterday. I don't think he had a shot to save. But they've been clinical in the two that they scored, and they've literally come from our mistakes. They had more possession than us, but they didn't hurt us. We worked really hard at what we were doing. We just switched off twice, and that's difficult to take. But we have to learn as a group, as an individual, and we have to make sure that it doesn't happen again on Tuesday and on Saturday going forward.
And as you look to put things right, how do you make sure that the players don't get too down and forget the good stuff that they've been doing?
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly right. There's not a great deal of rollickings that you can dish out today. We talked on Saturday. There were disappointments, and the emotion of the dressing room on 5 o'clock after getting beaten in the 93rd minute. You say one or two things. They have their views, but it's about the next game now. We can't do anything about what's gone on, and it's about, if we did make a mistake, whoever made a mistake has to learn from it, and we have to be better every single time we go out on a pitch. And I think we've had improvement. I think the togetherness and spirit is there undoubtedly. The work rate is there undoubtedly. We've now just got to keep plugging away. We could have been 5 points behind Rochdale if we'd have beaten them. And in the 80th minute, we were 5 points behind them. All of a sudden, they're top of the league, and saying the golfing. People are saying about the golfing in the division, but the division's so tight. It's untrue for me. I think it's about concentration, about working harder than your opponents, and we've just got to keep believing what we're doing.
I suppose the thing that will turn that belief round is that if you can get a run going, I suppose at the moment every defeat feels like you're going back to square one again a little bit.
Well, I understand where you're coming from, but I don't think that's the case. I think there's been progression. I think we've done better in certain areas. We've looked tighter. We've looked stronger. Saturday was difficult to take, but you just have to brush it away from your mind quickly, get on with it, and make sure that we're there fighting for 3 points successfully on Tuesday night.
You mentioned you've got to check on one or two. How's Craig's facial injury? Cause
that's
pretty nasty.
Pretty poor. It was a poor challenge. I've seen it on the DVD. I think that lad knew exactly what he was doing. But Craig's he's sore. He's been down to the hospital for an X-ray. We'll just see how he is mentally and physically this morning.
But if he's come back from the X-ray, then presumably no breakage there.
Well, I think there might be a bit of damage to his nose, but I don't think I'm hopeful that doesn't stop him playing.
Excellent, because if you did have to reshuffle, that would be frustrating, seeing as you've got the balance.
Yeah, it would be, of course it would, but listen, you have to deal with these things. If he's struggling, then we have to deal with it.
And I suppose you have got a number of ways.
We've got various things that we can do, and we'll obviously, if needed, we'll have to do it.
Looking at Morecambe, the job Jim Bentley's doing there, like yourself, former player, sort of knows the club and just knows how to make it tick.
He's top man, Jim. He always. They come and use our training ground every now and again. We're always texting. He's a nice man, and quite right at this moment in time, he can believe his team are going to do something this season. They're up there on merit. They've had some good results, particularly of late. We know we were going to be in for a game. You always do when you come up against Morecambe. They've got a goal threat in them. They're big and strong and organised, and we've got to be able to deal with it. They're a decent side.
And some of Cheltenham's performances, the better ones this season, have been against teams who've been right up there. I think Wimbledon and 75, 80 minutes on Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. There's very little wrong, but at the minute we've got to make sure the very little turns around and becomes nothing. we've got to work for everything that we're getting at the moment. Like I said, we've had luck in the past. We're not getting anything at the moment. We've just got to keep digging away, keep sticking together, keep believing in what we're trying to do, get chances for our strikers, be better at creating chances and be better with the ball.
You said not a lot wrong there. I've just been relating a story to these chaps of the year that Steve Cottrell took up into Division 1, and he spent a whole weekend racking his brain of what was wrong, and he came out with nothing was wrong. The results hadn't been going your way, but he said nothing was wrong. How liberating, or can that be, to actually just sort of reach that conclusion?
It can be good. I'm not quite there yet. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong. I'm just saying that performances of late have been not bad at all. Rochdale are top of the league. Like I say, and I know it's a 90-minute game, and we switched off twice and it's cost us. But there's such a fine line between teams, and we've just got to keep working hard, keep believing, and I just know that it will turn for this team.
And when it clicks, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And who knows why it does sometimes. You just get that little bit of luck that you need. We could be talking about going into this game, going on for searching for our third win on the trot, and obviously we're not. But that just shows the fine lines, and we've just got to concentrate, and just games like Saturday, we've got to make sure that we see it through and get the points.
Thank you. Good luck.
Cheers, Paul.
Yeah, Mark, apart from the mistakes that you've been punished for so many times this season, what do you think is wrong? What's stopping you winning games, do you think?
All sorts of things, John. Just not seeing games out for 90 minutes on Saturday. That's 2 mistakes. We need, sometimes when you're down there, you just need that bit of luck. But to earn that bit of luck, you've got to work even harder, even for me, and earn that little bit of luck even more. When things go your way, you've got to stick your chest out and stick your shoulders out and say, okay, I'll do the right thing next time. And that's what I'm looking for tomorrow. We weren't brilliant on Saturday, but we were competitive, we were organised, we limited a very decent passing side to very, very few chances, and the chances that we did give them were of our own making. So we cut those out. We just get back to working extremely hard for each other, trying to do what we do best, trying to work and pass and move and create chances for our strikers, as well as be organised and trying to keep clean sheets.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about the substitutions from Saturday, and you touched on it after the game. But do you look back now? I know it's gone now, but do you look back and wish you'd changed things?
Of course I do. But like I said on Saturday, I was going to take Jamie off after 75 minutes, and decided not to. 5 minutes later, if I'm taking Jamie off at 1-1, I think it's seen as a negative step. There's things that we could have done on the bench differently, but keeping Jamie on, or keeping Byron on, or keeping Jermaine on doesn't mean one of my defenders makes elementary mistakes that have cost us the game. So I understand. I always look at my own decisions during a game, and I could have done more. But the boys out there were, like I say, we weren't in trouble. That's wrong. You're always in. You can always be in trouble. We're only a pass away from being in trouble. But we were probably our best part of the game, really, until they scored. And I don't want to take my striker, my goal scoring striker off, and we had a chance straight after they scored. We went down the other end. Russ had a great opportunity to stick a dagger in their hearts, But that's just the way it's going for us at the minute. We miss those, and then we let someone chip the ball in the back of the net from 15 yards from a mistake. That's where we are. But the only way we do anything about it is to believe in what we're doing and keep working hard at it and making sure our next decisions are right.
Yeah, you've used the same formation from the start for the last 2 games, and McGlashan in the whole. Do you think that could work? How pleased you've been with it?
I think it works better away from home, and so we'll have a look at it. It certainly worked better, but at Dagenham in terms of his creativity, I thought. I've watching the DVD back and stuff. He slipped a number. He was slipping and sliding all over the place. I know the conditions were pretty awful, second half in particular, but we got him into some good positions without anything really happening from it. So, it's something we'll look at and see what we can do to improve it.
Yeah, the one he got booked for diving, do you think that was a dive or was it foul?
I think he's definitely made contact from behind. I don't think it was a yellow card on their part. I think he's literally gone past one and got a shove in the back from one of the ones that were chasing him back. And my players don't cheat. Jermaine's not a cheat, and I think the referee got it wrong on Saturday. But listen, that's by the by.
Yeah. Did you expect it to take a while to? Obviously not. You didn't expect this start to the season, but do you expect? Because it's quite a new team now.
Yeah, it's quite
probably
a new
the biggest turnover for a while.
Yeah.
And did you expect it to take a while to
No,
work
I didn't.
out?
No, of course I didn't. I was, you want them to start well. You want us to get at the table and stay there. But there's different ways of achieving what you want to achieve. And unfortunately, we've not had the best of starts. We're over a quarter of the way in. We're not kidding ourselves that, oh, don't worry, if we just keep doing what we're doing, we'll be all right. We have to keep working. It's a new group. You have no divine. I said to the end of last season to you, John, you have no divine right in this division. All the division above, or the one above, or the one above that, as bigger and better teams than us are finding out. Our league, I think, Chesterfield haven't won for 4 games and they're still joint top of the table. You can't. We're 11 points off the top of the table, which is over the course of the next 34 games is nothing. But that said, we're not kidding ourselves that the form we're in, we're going to close that gap and get up there. We have to keep looking to improve. We have to keep looking at finding ways to be better than we currently are. And we're under no false illusions that we'll be all right. We deserve to be in the top 7 all season. No chance. There's however many teams above us, and we've got to earn that right to get up amongst them.
How much your thinking's been about changing personnel at the moment? What you might be able to do in and out, or are you still confident you get out of these players?
That's on the periphery. I'm not desperate to get anybody out. I'd like perhaps one or two in, but like I said before, it's probably got to be ins and outs. So we'll just we'll see.
Yeah, and with the closeness of the division, I mean, there's still some clubs spending a bit of money, but a lot of the bigger clubs went up, didn't they? So that evenness, do you think that means it's there for the taking for anyone who?
I don't think it's. I think there's still people who've got really decent budgets that you want to be working with, but that's their prerogative, and we are where we are. We're not kidding ourselves, but also, we've got to demand more of each other. Just because we haven't got a fantastic budget, but it's decent enough, we've got to demand more and just say, well, our expectations have been better, and we've got to start living up to them. And nobody more than myself and Neil and my staff are more aware of that. You don't want to burden the players with it, but they know they're disappointed with our start, and they're the ones, along with ourselves, who can put it right.
Yeah. How much of a difference could a home win make now? Because you went in a year unbeaten at home, and now you've lost 2, but one win after what happened on Saturday.
Exactly. It's the only one we can affect, John. Build up today. Build up into the game, and the performance tomorrow's the only one we can affect, the only one we can get 3 points from. We can't think ahead to Northampton, we can't think ahead to beyond that. It's purely Morecambe, and then we'll focus on where we are after that. That's always been the case here and always will be.
Yeah, are you pleased with Troy Brown and Keith Lowe at the back the last 2 games? Because they probably weren't at fault for the goals.
No, but like I say, we don't blame individuals here. Everything's a collective. Everything's, but they could still have helped. Eliminate the mistakes we make. We slipped into. So, I was pleased with them, but I want more of everybody, and I want more of myself as well.
Yeah, is Steve Elliott still close to being considered?
Of course he does. Yeah, he's not far away. I just felt he needed a breather. When he comes back in, he'll be ready.
Yeah. Cheers, Mark. Thank you.